number 72 of the North League to Legend, the French edition save. We have got, in today's episode, the Champions League first knockout round games. We don't know who we're playing. I'm actually in the middle of filming episode 71, which we're just waiting the draw, and we've got the Renners game still to play for that too. In saying that, I'm here on deadline day. I'm not usually a deadline day signing person. For those that do not know, we have had a long-term injury in Salvatore Gabellini. Don't want to be left with one keeper, so I'm planning on making a signing to replace that. With that being said, I've actually signed in another position and hoping to get another keeper in as well. And I'm here on deadline day because I wanted this episode to start with, we are bringing in a name that everybody knows. And his name is, let me just go through all of that, Moukoku. That is correct, Yusuf Moukoku. We've been looking for a striker. We missed out on the free of Odsonne Edouard, which I would have loved. This is, I will say, the worst Moukoku that I've signed. David Borriani hasn't done the job. My plan with 12 hours to go is to loan him out and do what Diallo's doing. For those that don't know, we loaned out our Diallo, and he's gone away to Bordeaux. Was only 2.5 star with 3.5 star potential, but had good stats. He's now gone there, is now scouted as the best centre-back in the second division at a very good facility and is flying. And I'm hoping that Borriani, who needs minutes and hasn't been scoring, gets a loan move and bangs some goals in as well. Back to Moukoku. We're paying 2.5 mil up front, plus clauses, 6.75 mil. He's on big money. He would be our most expensive player. He's on like 85k a week. What I like about him is we get the great mentals. We get the great physicals of speed. He's a natural finisher with dribbling. He's got good technique. He's also got very good composure. What I will say, this is the worst Moukoku I've seen. Usually Moukoku, by the age of 25, is world class. He's got 15 stats of 15 everywhere. He doesn't. He's got dribbling, finishing, technique, flair, composure, acceleration, agility, natural finish, and pace. He's got only 9 stats, 15 plus. That's nowhere near a world-class striker. The two things and the reason why I'm signing him is, A, if you look at the scout report, apparently there's still untapped potential. I have seen Bakayoko develop at 25, 26 with good game time in a much better division. You might be thinking, well, Dortmund have been using him. Surely he's been here the whole time. Tell you what, Dortmund, since the start of the save, right, 4 starts, 9 off the bench for 13. Played only 2 league games the next year. Played a lot more league-free football. He then, in 15 games in 24-25, only played 14 off the bench, as you can see where my mouse is, 1 goal. He then played 26 games the following season, only scored 5 goals, 21 off the bench. You're seeing a bit of a trend. 12 off the bench in 14, only scored 3. 11 off the bench out of the 13. 14 off the bench, only 1 start. And this year he's played 6 games off the bench in total. He has never been a first-choice striker, which is absurd because last year and the year before was one of the best one of the best young strikers in Football Manager. And this year, he's been not bad as well in some saves. He's sort of the guy that if you can pick him up from Dortmund early, he becomes a world beater. We've picked him up in the middle of his year. This is a punt, a big punt, but it's a Moukoku punt, and boy, he can be good. I've also got a potential goalkeeper signing to hopefully go through here as well on deadline day. That one there I might recap a little bit later. It is a first choice keeper. I maybe might let you know now. It's Areola. He's 36. It's very harsh on Schindler, but to bring him in 2 years before he retires as the number 1, keep Schindler happy, hopefully, is not too bad. It allows me to loan out Gabellini as well and have 2 keepers fight for the number 1 shirt. It's not a bad position to be in. My only issue is Champions League registration. I don't know how all these guys are going to fit in. YouTube, welcome back. This wasn't meant to be a deadline special. I've spent an hour and a bit on deadline on the stream. Links down below if you want to ever watch the VOD. We've signed Areola, right? And if you look at Areola, great keeper, 36, will start the decline, but he's got great natural fitness, and he's a better keeper than Schindler. I will say Schindler has had no issue. I've had no issues with Lucas Schindler at all. No issues. This year's been his best year, 13 and 17. Main reason I've gone after keepers. Gabinelli's has a long-term injury. I don't want 2 keepers. Just so happens that there's no good young keepers around, and I've had to go for Schindler. As soon as we signed him, though, Leeds came in with a 2 mil bid. I said, give me more than 6. They said, give me more than 4, 3. And then in the end, their offer is this. 4 up front for 600k. You got to remember, I've signed Schindler for 37k. I love him. He's great. He's actually about to become French, which is annoying. But 37k, I apologise to him, but, you know, that is 4 mil profit plus. Got to take it. It pays for Areola. It pays half of Moukoku. And I've actually found a keeper that we're going to bring in as well in Kim. Kim is a 1 mil up front, 3.5 mil over 3 games. We'll give him a mil for some playing 50 games. So guaranteed a 4.5 mil here, which is roughly what we're getting from Schindler anyway, but over 3 years. Only wants 9k a week. That's Kim. He's 22. Haven't been able to find that younger keeper that's going to be homegrown, but what I have found is probably always future number 1 keeper, future number 1. Great in one-on-ones, great kicking, great determination, has actually got good reflexes and great aerial reach at 6'4". He's also physically really, really good. Where Schindler's a lot better at, you know, I'm good at paying out from the back, and I'm good at, being eccentricity and maybe coming out my box and doing something special. Kim's just the standard. I'm a very good keeper. I've also got a lot of potential. I also will learn off Areola. When Areola retires, you're going to have a number 1 here. If he hits that potential, he's the best keeper in the league. At 22, keepers seem to develop until they're 26, 27. This guy will get game time. Like, that's the thing. This guy will get game time. Areola will play in the bigger games and play to keep him happy, but Kim will play against all the lower level sides this season. He will play, if we get one of the worst teams in the Champions League, he's going to play. So we're just going to stay live here and hopefully see that this all goes through as well. There goes Kim. Schindler's off the leads. There we go. Kim's in. Schindler granted work permit. Mate parting comment. See you later, mate. See you later, mate. Did not expect when I woke up this morning I'm signing Moukoku, a brand new keeper, and signing my number 1 and signing Areola. We've gone down the path of a bit more experience and a path of a bit more future thinking in terms of the keeper role, and we've gone a bit more punty. Bordeaux's made a venture forward bid, not going to do at all. Leeds sign Schindler, buy and get 230k of that, that's fine. He's gone there to be, used to be able to tell you in like information. Has he gone there to be the number 1? Has he gone there to be the number 1? If he's gone there to be the number 2, Melier's still there. He's gone there to be the number 2. Very good backup keeper for Leeds. Leeds are currently sitting in 10th fighting to get into Europe. So good on Schindler. How much money are you on now? He's on 35k a week. Big wage increase. There you go. There you go. That is us done with deadline day. When I see these guys in a second, we're going to have to look at registration, because I think registration of the Champions League is going to actually be very, very, very interesting. Because I don't know how it's going to go, because we've got no real homegrown talent. We'll see. Welcome back, YouTube. First leg, Benfica at home. And we come in after getting beat in the league. We did beat Rennes 5-3, which I would have recapped last episode, but I'll just recap it again just in case you missed it. 5-3, crazy game. Moukoku scored a brace on debut. Unfortunately, that did not carry over. I went full strength against Lyon, 4-2, 3-1. And is this the start of the mid-season losing streak we go on every year? It could be, because we're playing PSG next. We're going to lose our next 2, and then FCSM are going to be around the corner as well. Had 62% of the ball, played quite well. Nothing on target. Moukoku got a 6.1. No one played well. Not good to see. We have moved into the full-strength team here, though. I have actually worn Kana and Zeno. Centre-backs are just really bad this year on FM. I can't get them to work at all. But Areola, Inguez, Zeno, Kana, and Cicelo, Isaias Ravella, Bakayoko, Melbola, Dosu, and Moukoku. It's a much better team than what we fielded against Benfica last time out. With that being said, knowing that we got PSG in the middle and we lost that game against Lyon, I'm actually going to come out and say the title fight's dead. We're more than 6 points back than PSG, which means I'm going to fully rotate. Cop the L, know that I have an 11-point gap to 5th to 4th, and see how we go. Now, is it the same Benfica side that played in the 4-4-2 against us? Probably. Let's find out. Nah, Lindstrom's moved to the left wing, so no Jota. Neres is in there. Same back 4. Actually, Eric Dyer came in. That's good. They've started Eric Dyer. Moukoku, if this is ever a time, Eric Dyer came in and no Jota. Jota must be injured because he didn't make the bench. Don't know why Eric Dyer's come in. Squad player. Interesting. Apart from that, McAllister, Joel, Paldina, Lidstrom, and McAllister. So Paldina's come in. I would have played Paldina at centre-back. And then Lidstrom in the middle, and then played another one of the wingers. They've got like Jonas Wind, who's decent. Javier Lopez is decent. Ivor is a backup keeper. Like they're a very good side. Even this kid looks, at 22, the Belgian, as a defending right back, is very well rounded. Rainian could actually play in the middle of the park as well. Yeah, they've got a good side. They've got a good side. Anyhow, let's see what we can do here against the 4-4-2. We've gone 4-2-3-1 because I feel like we need to go out here, be on the front foot and take a lead to Benfica. I will be playing 4-3-3 against Benfica away from home unless we need to go for it, which, yeah. There might actually be a case to play 5 at the back. Like if we're 2-0 up, 5 at the back on the break could be an option as well. But we'll wait and we'll see. Anyway, bit of a different game than last time against Benfica. We didn't play particularly well already. We're 2-0 down. Right now it's 0-0, 20 minutes played. I will say that we do have some experience. We do have Areola out there. It's been here and done it all. Moukoku comes with some pedigree if he gets going. We do have options on the bench. You know, when you're bringing your starter striker Collie off the bench, if this game does get to 0-0 at a later stage, it would be nice. So out of those words, it is a highlight here. It's Paldina. Moving it around. Back to Leonardo Leo. Dyer, who we have to get at, I feel. Good ball over the top to Lindstrom, who... And, well, that should have been a goal. But mercifully they missed. They've basically scored every chance they had last time out. So far, they've been probably the better side in the 4-4-2. Rovella, though, great balling from Moukoku. Was the right idea, just overhit. You know, against most sides, Rovella picks that pass out. But, of course, against bigger teams, they missed that. In the end, ball cleared away. Might switch into the 4-3-3 here just because of how well they're playing in the 4-4-2. Good ball out from Areola, Canna, Rovella, Isaias, Canna. Back to Areola. He's got options. He instead went long to Moukoku. Headed only as far as Bakayoko, though, who runs straight into Leonardo Lelo, and they're going to score. Wow, 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 wow. Our best player, in Bakayoko, has all the time and space and just touches it to their left back. Sure it does. 1-0 down. Match engine things. Just, we have all the time in the world. Oh yeah, I'm just going to kick it to him. Madonna Mia, and then on the break, ball in the channel, goal. Highlight right in half time. If this is 2-0, it's tie over. I don't know what to do at 2-0. Maybe need a touch more control. I would go 4-3-3. Bellanova ball in, need to get it away. Ingwes does. Isaias win. Had enough time to take a touch, but he just heads it back to McAllister. Ball over the top. Areola makes a fantastic save. It would have been offside. Half time, get aggressive, fresh arms. I'm going to move into the 4-3-3 here and do that. No change needed, but I just want to see us get on the ball a touch more. Want to touch more possession. Played very well in the 4-3 against Napoli. They scored 2 set-piece corners against us last time, and they headed over there, Andrade. But yeah, need to get on the ball, need to nullify this. If we don't take a lead back to Benfica, I don't see us winning. Corner. Haven't really scored many in the Champions League. Would love one. Isaias doesn't get there. Roviella's going to have time to whip it back in. Gets half a yard. Gets in the box. Keeps going. Went for goal, just wide. Not much happening out there at the minute. Moukoku's not having a good start to his career, is he? Going to bring Collie up front. Actually going to move Bakayoko to the other wing, I think. Going to move Moukoku out there because he can technically play the role, needs to learn the role. Another inside forward, I think, as well. And no one having a good game in the middle of the park. I'm going to actually bring Salama in. And so yes, looks pretty dead, and we're going to give Wenja forward in. Actually, I might play Yuri. Bit of a bigger boy, Yuri. 6'4". He's a bit more solid. Make those changes. Maybe Moukoku off the right, coming on to his left, might do something. 75 minutes played. Set piece. McAllister's good at these. Backstick ball headed. Areola makes a good claim. Is that the highlight? Steady looks long looking for Collie. Not going to find like that. Bakayoko needs to crunch and win, doesn't. Moukoku needs to crunch and win, doesn't. We just don't win the second ball at all in big games. Midfield doesn't know how to win a ball back. Lindstrom goes down the line. Rovella holds him off, but then eventually we win one. Moukoku now. Look for Salama. Flicks on to no one in particular. Game over, we lose. Ingwes, good touch. Moukoku now. Collie needs to run channel, does run channel. Collie's quick enough to get away here. Cross keeper, big finish. Oh, misses. Misses. 81 minutes played. Inverted winger again. I am going to get bested out there. He's not had a good game. Kingsley Coman's going to come out there as well. There we are. Can we find a highlight right before we make the changes if we can win it? We don't. Andrada wins a ball. Don't know why, but in bigger games, in the match change, you don't win any headers from centre-back. You won't win any tackles. Everything falls to him. Free header, mercifully over the bar. Benfica have had enough chances to have won this game. Going to move us to attacking here, see if we find something late doors. Not going to change the system too much. Can't really afford to concede a second, but at the same time, we need to find a goal. Ravella, looking for Besset, not going to get on that. It would have been a great ball for Bakayoko. He would have probably got on that. Besset's not as quick. Paldina, Alta, force him long. It's actually a good ball out. Ingwes was there and then decided to put no pressure. Andrada gets past his man. Good ball forward to Yoka to Wind. 2-0. We're out of the Champions League because I don't see us beating Benfica in Benfica. We've been so far out of our depth in this competition. So far out of our depth. Nothing works. I don't get it, but mid-season, you can't win a game on FM23. You cannot win a game mid-season in FM23. No matter what you do. I've played 3 different tactics mid-season. I've played 5 at the back, 4-2-3-1, and now 4-3-3. You can't win a game mid-season. It is ridiculous. Far from pleased. We're out the cup. The Champions League. We got the second leg, but we're not coming back. They beat us 4-0 last time. We're just not good enough. We're a better team on paper than them. But apparently, no, we don't play well. We've got Moukoku up front. We've got Bakayoko, who's a leading player in this division. We've got Marco Canna, the god of all gods. No one knows what they're doing. No one knows what they're doing. With that being said, I'll see you guys at the second leg, even though there's no real point giving it to you. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we go. We got the game that where we're going to do, where we're going to get you're going to get knocked out the Champions League, and so be it. As mentioned, we always go for a run where between February and March we win maybe 1 game, maybe 2 games total. Hopefully getting knocked out the Champions League will help us make sure we finish top 4 and maybe go on a run in the French Cup. Got Lyon, lost 2-0. Obviously Benfica 2-0. We actually played really well against PSG. We fully rotated. Played the 4-3-3. I have a bit of a theory that the 4-2-3-1 works better at the start of the year, and then the 4-3-3, because it's more of a keep the ball, it's less intense, will work better towards the second half of the year. I don't know if that's a thing. That's kind of me trying to see what goes on. As you can see, fairly rotated. I've actually dropped both centre-backs. I've dropped Zeno and I've dropped Canna. Just not good enough, no good rating. I moved Ingwes into centre-back. Soselo's going to play. Wenja Ford's going to get a minute. Sten's developing, the 17-year-old Danish right-back that's now not turned 18 yet. Mentally looking fantastic, physically looking good. We know Ingwes is going to play centre-back for us at some stage. Maybe might treat, these games where we're going to be the better opposition as a time for Ingwes, Sten, and the new goalkeeper in Kim, who's yet to make his debut, who will be after this next league game, to play each other. Dosu's out injured for this one as well. He's out for the next 5 days or 2 weeks. So Moukoku up top with Collie out on the left. I don't see a world where we win. But you never know. So let's go out there and see what goes on. Important to note with Salama, by the way, I'm going to bring this up, is I reckon he's bugged out, Salama, if I just click on one of the players. If you go to promises, Salama's complaining that he's expecting more game time. And he's saying, I expect more game time. I have played this guy in the last 8 games. Played him in the last 8 games, 4 as a sub, 2 starts. As a guy that's meant to be an irregular player, that's as regular as it gets. You've been basically nailed for minutes. Some form of minutes. Annoying. He's actually having a good time with it. But it is what it is. Anyway, Alex has looked almost unbeatable. We have to try and focus on likely hope for a mistake or 2. They've pumped us already. I feel like they're going to pump us again. It looks like they've come full. Yeah, they've done what I would have done and moved Pogdina back to centre-back. But yeah, it is what it is. Look, I'm just going to go 4-2-3-1. We need 2 goals. I doubt we're going to score 2 goals. This is just more me seeing, okay, full strength side. Maybe we go out there. Wenja Ford and Ingwes have a good game together. Jorgensen looks okay at 17 years of age, and see how we go. But the 4-4-2 seems to kill us no matter what. So here we are. 30 minutes played, haven't looked out of depth, which is great here after being pumped against them last time, but we're going to wait for that one highlight where they get the ball and we can't win it. Went to forward, thumps one, but it's going to fall straight back to him. Apparently Stenrin's passed the ball. Andrada cuts it. Jonas, what a save from Areola, who's been shipping goals for fun since coming in, which makes me selling Schindler look like a bit of whatever, but we needed a keeper. We needed two in the end because Schindler left. Important to note, they sold Melier on the final on deadline day, so it looks like Schindler might be starting for Leeds, which is cool. Look, I'm going to give him some praise. We haven't been great of late with controlling possession. 45 minutes. If it was 0-0 in this game and 2-0 on aggregate in the 75th, I might go to maybe a 4-4-2 on my own because I haven't really played it in this save and see what happens with Collie and Moukoku up front. But yeah, I don't see a world where that's going to be the case, considering we had the ball from kickoff and we've given it straight back to him, and they apparently can just run through the middle of the park like no tomorrow. Sten's probably going to give it back to him. They don't. Went forward now. Yes. Jorgensen can go forward. Bakayoko. Don't understand that. He stands there on his man and doesn't move. He either's got to come into feet and provide the outball or look to get in behind. And he does nothing. There we go. 1-0 down. Here's what is. Is offside. If we're playing FCSM, if we're playing even OJ Nice or one of even the better sides in France, Bakayoko's buzzing around, picking the ball up there, no dramas. But because we're in the Champions League against this team that's got better reputation, they don't move. Makes no sense. 51 minutes played, still 0-0. Agume. Brought to David Neres. Picked off by Collie, who I will move up front. Inguez. Yeah, if this game gets to the period where we can gamble, I will go 4-2-4. Alto will come out and pick it up. It's actually smart keeping. You let it run. Don't see that happen on FM too much. They go long now. Jonas and Rada might hit one. Does. That's wide. 52 minutes played. Still 0-0. Played okay. Yet again, we've played okay, but not much else. It's kind of me just sitting here going, I don't want to get pumped sort of mentality, which I don't like doing, but yeah. Javier Lopez, Lillestrom. Javier Lopez, Lee Normand, Javier Lopez again, Guime, Paldina. They're moving the ball around so well. Isaias wins it back. Inguez, Ravella. Look at the runner Collie. Found him. Could you imagine if we scored? Imagine Moukoku scores. Cuts it. Ravella. Deflection and somehow doesn't go in because it's us and we're not allowed to score in the Champions League apparently. No matter how many good moves we get, we cannot score in the Champions League, and there's another one. Ball in the box. Isaiah's head's just wide. We've been arguably the better side, but no goal. We're not allowed to score in the Champions League. It is really annoying that that is the case. Look, I'm very happy how the boys have played in the 4-3-3. It's good to see. Gives us hope for the rest of the season. But, yeah, it is what it is. It's a good ball. Inguez actually cuts that out very well. Collie now. Moukoku. He's not started his career well, but hopefully we'll find with more minutes we'll get into it and get going. That's the plan. Sten does well and beats the Lillestrom tackle. When the forward. Don't like how the match ratings of both centre-backs are like really... 6.4 for when to forward makes no sense considering it's 0-0 in the 65th minute. Need a midfielder to show himself. Inguez now finds Melbalai dropping in. And instead of turning and playing a ball, he runs into the slide tackle because that's what you do apparently when you're a world-class centre-mid. And that's Areola making a mistake. And there we go, we're 1-0 down. 65th minute. Melbalai runs into people and then Areola does that. He's got 16 one-on-ones and like 15 handling or whatever it is. He's a better technical keeper than Schindler. But apparently when the guy passes it to you, you spill it. I don't get this match engine. What is that? Keepers. That's really annoying. They're probably going to make it 2-0 now and completely against the run of play. There you go, 2-0. Just get me out of this fucking Champions League. And there's part of me that actually hopes we're on a losing streak. Don't win a game for the rest of the year and finish 5th. But there we are. Disallowed apparently for offside. You know what? Just for the sake of it, let's see what happens if I went for it. Let's see what happens if I went for it. What would happen if I went for it? Someone tell me what would happen if I went for it. Let's go into something like this. Alright. Wingbacks on attack. Centre back on cover with a centre back on cover. Right. Ball in the midfield with that. It was Segundo Volante. I'm actually going to go 2 roaming playmakers. You might be saying, why? Get on the ball and fucking move it. Right. Winger on attack with Bakayoko. Complete forward on attack with an advanced forward. Bessett's going to come in as a winger on attack. I'm going to take Collie off and actually get Boreani with some speed out there. Kingsley Coman. Not come on. I'm going to get Salama in. I'm going to do that and that. Sten's actually had a decent game. We need to get him off here. Get SIS in there. Maybe do that way. Go to that. Let's see what happens. Actually, probably should make some changes to the tactic here. I think we go to attacking, right? I want to see what happens here. I just want to see if we get any ball movement, anything. Boreani's quick enough to get on that. 15 finishing, one-on-one, miffs. I just don't understand in bigger games why you don't get any. You're not allowed to score any chances. It is really annoying. The match engine needs so much work. It's a clear-cut one-on-one, missed. Down the other end, apparently our keeper just palms it to him after the ball rolls to him. Yeah. Look, we've got a highlight. I guess that's what we can take out of that. We've got a highlight. You're coming there for Isaias, and I'm going to bring in Kingsley Coman for Bakayoko. The last gasp. See if we get a goal. Give me a goal. That would be nice, game. Don't think you will, because we would have scored by now, but yeah, give me a goal. I don't get it why we don't score enough. We're a very good attack in the league, but apparently in the Champions League we can't finish a chance. Dominated Belong, you had to go 1-0 down to score 2 to come back to win, and we had to bloody score a free kick after having an XG of over 2 against Lillestrom to win. Benfica are going to pump us 3-0 because this highlight's gone on too long. Yep, you know that's going in. And like that's the thing. 2-0 on the night, 4-0 over aggregate, and you look at the game and you go, we've had the better chances of the game. You know, they're a good side. 4-4-2 always seems to score goals no matter what. But you look at the game and we've had 13 shots, 4 on target. Look at their first goal. It's ridiculous. And then, yeah. Get annoyed at them. Is what is. That's us done out the Champions League. In terms of the next episode, I'm not sure. You know, you would think that we're going to beat FCSM here in the Cup. But we do have a habit of not getting there. So somewhere for a top 4 battle game or something like that. Out of the Champions League, very poor performance. We're not as good as we think we are. Moukoku looks like a flop early doors, but it is early doors. Ariola's conceded too many goals. Yeah, we're in trouble. See you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye.